Hi, I'm Richard Rackley, and today I'm here with Samar Reed with home insurance. We're going to be talking about insurance for your home, so stay tuned. All right, well, thanks for joining me today, Samar.
Thank you for having me.
Now, did I say your name right, ḵǐ̌dzǐpātana?
Yes,
okay.
ḵǐ̌dzǐpātana. Perfect.
Okay, now you're going to be changing your name soon, I hear.
Yes, I got married in May, so it's going to be changing to a super easy last name, R-E-E-D. I'm so excited.
Samar Reed.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that will be easier to spell, I know, and easier to say. All right, so tell me a little bit about AAA. I mean, I've heard of AAA, of course, for my whole life.
Right.
As that's who you get a membership with them. So if you break down on the side of the road, you have someone you can call that will come and help you.
Yes.
Okay, but they do more than that now.
Yes, they do. So their tagline is expect something more. So AAA is still the roadside service company. The membership is a main product, the group memberships, and they get discounts. But we do auto, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and many other services.
Okay. Yeah. Now, when did that start?
So the insurance in Tennessee started at least like 3 to 5 years ago.
Okay.
But they've been doing it in Michigan for longer, and it's just not well known.
Right.
So because they don't really advertise their insurance to keep the costs low, so their members get access to better rates for insurance.
Right. Okay. Great. Well, so these videos I make are all about real estate, so we're going to focus on that. Even though you mentioned you do car and life insurance also.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's talk about homeowners insurance. So in the process of buying a home, it takes about a month, maybe 2 months, just depends on all the moving parts, right? At what point should a new buyer be contacting you or someone for home insurance? When should that happen?
As soon as the offer is accepted on a house.
Okay.
It's a great time to check your insurance, so that way when you go to a loan officer, you already have that quote available.
Okay.
So they have an estimate and they don't have to guess what your insurance rate is. Because even being in the business for about 10 years now, I cannot guess what someone's insurance rate is going to be based on the house.
Right.
Name and date of birth. It takes a lot of other factors into account.
Well, let's talk about some of those factors. Is it like square footage?
Oh yeah, the age of the home, the size, the materials, how far it is from the fire station, if it's going to be your primary home, and the main thing is the person's insurance score, which is a combination of their credit and insurance. I don't see their credit score. It's not going to pull up a credit report where they don't have to worry about that because
it's not going to hit their credit report. It's not going to reduce their number of points.
No, not at all. But it's called an insurance score, and it's basically insurance history, what company you've been with before, what kind of coverages you carried before, if you had any claims, etc.
Okay.
And then the individual makes a big difference as well, like their age, if they're married, divorced. All those things. Okay. Even gender.
So there are a lot of factors that go into it. So you can't call and be like, what's the rough estimate of insurance? Because there's just too many moving parts.
Right.
So you really need to set time to sit down and talk with someone. Can they do this over the phone with you?
Yes, they can.
The preliminary conversation? Or?
Yes. And even if they have a home that they're interested in, but let's say it's older or it's far away from a fire station or maybe it's in a flood zone, if you just want to get an estimate for an insurance quote, just like when you're I know this is about homes, but just like if you're going to go out and purchase a car, it's always a good idea to check the insurance rate.
Check before you actually are committed.
Exactly.
Because you would. So I guess it is possible that you might fall in love with the house and everything's perfect, and then you find out the insurance is going to be outrageous. Yeah. Because of its location or because it's old or.
Right. So in Tennessee, it's not as bad as like somewhere like in Florida or something like that. So the insurance rates are super affordable for homes, even if you are far from a fire station. It's never going to be like detracting factor.
Okay.
There's a lot of other factors that you guys deal with that might not be like suitable home for that client, but the main thing is that it's in good shape, which you'll find out at the inspection anyway.
Right.
And that it's closer to a fire station, like within 5 to 10 miles.
Okay, so what you said a while ago, it's not a detracting factor, but if you're closer to a fire station, for example, you might get a little bit of a reduction.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or if it's a little bit newer home or updated, like the plumbing. We don't care about the kitchen and bath. The things that.
That's awkward.
Yeah, that
because everything in real estate is all about kitchen and bath. Yeah.
But insurance cares about like the plumbing, the electrical, and the roof and the siding. You don't want like a bunch of junk or like trees overhanging and touching the roof, etc.
Right.
So they're looking at risk factors.
So now, this has not happened to me, but I've heard stories of a buyer not thinking about insurance, and all of a sudden they buy a house and they haven't talked to anyone about insurance.
Right.
So talk me through that. What would you do if you get a call from someone, hey, I just bought a house today and I have no insurance?
Yeah, I could definitely help anyone.
Uh-huh.
So even if you forgot about insurance, it's a week before the deadline. But what I really do, and this is why I work with a lot of real estate professionals, you want to, as soon as the offer is accepted, call me so I can get you a quote. Doesn't mean that you're going to go with me.
Right.
It just means that, hey, now I know what my insurance rate is going to be. It's an accurate estimate. Loan officers, I can't talk about the rates and the different loan programs, so they literally just guess what your estimate's going to be. It could be too high, too low, about the same. You don't know. So,
well, and a lot of, like, if you've never bought a home before, you might not realize that, part of your monthly payment goes to pay your homeowner's insurance.
Exactly.
So if you have a quote that's too high or inaccurate, that can change your monthly payment.
Yes.
By, $40, $50 or $100 or so.
Right.
And that's pretty huge when you're trying to decide if you can afford a house and you can afford a payment.
Exactly.
So it's all the more important to get that quote early.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I always work with the loan officers as well to make sure that it fits what they're looking for. So I take that load off the borrower where they have to hunt down for an insurance quote, and then, they're the middle person. They have to provide it to their loan officer. I get all that information from you, the client, and then I get everything to the loan officer, make sure the coverages are accurate, the deductibles are where they're at, because different loans require different dwelling coverages.
Right.
Based on the loan amount and deductibles.
A lot of moving parts.
There's a lot
I just
of
keep coming back to that.
Yes.
So many different things that can change. So, okay. Well, so now I would assume you do bundles and stuff like that if someone wants to do more than just their home.
Yes, definitely. I always go over that option. If it's going to be your primary home, you'll need a new, especially if you're moving out of state, you're going to need a new insurance agent in Tennessee. So we have that option, and it's actually very seamless and quicker, because a lot of people think, well, I just need the home right now, and let's just do the auto later. Like, who wants to talk about insurance more than twice a year?
Right, do it all at once.
Yeah, do it all at once, get it over with. It either works for you or it doesn't, but at least you looked at it and you see the difference the discount makes, because it does make a difference.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so am I leaving anything out that you would like to talk about?
I think, well, this is not my specific field, so you're more professional on that, but I think in the buyer's agreement, it does tell you that you have within a certain number of days to get an insurance quote locked in. So this one loan officer told me the buyer lost the deal because they hadn't locked in the insurance rate. So what that means is this buyer, their offer got accepted and they forgot about the insurance. Like 2-3 weeks later, the seller gets a better offer on their home, because it's a competitive market now, right?
Yeah.
They were able to come out of contract and accept that better offer. So the buyer lost out on the home, and all it took was an insurance quote.
Wow.
To save the deal.
So I would be interested to hear how the moving parts worked on all that.
Yeah.
Because so the lender was not able to lock down the loan because they didn't have an insurance quote.
Exactly. I don't know. Like
that would be to me how it would work, because a deal can blow up if you don't have your lending put in place. Like, like you buy a house with a pre-approval letter, but then you go through the process of underwriting, and sometimes that can fall apart. And in this case, what you just described sounded like it fell apart because they never got the insurance quote.
Yeah.
So the lender could never go that final step to get it approved.
Okay, that makes sense.
That must be what happened.
Yeah, that makes
Interesting.
sense. Yeah.
All right. Well, Samar, if somebody wanted to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
Well, they can reach me through you, because you have my information.
Yeah, just give me a call. I'll connect you up.
Yes.
Sure. Well, I really appreciate you coming in today, Samar, and spending some time with me. If this was helpful and you would like to see more, please check out other videos on my channel. It's all about buying a house or selling a house. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and give me a call.